Hello and welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. Today we will talk about the solid principles. But before that, let us start from the very basic thing. I know all of you must have heard about OOPS and solid, but let's talk about what's the difference between them. So our very first slide is about the same. So basically OOPS concept is a computer programming model that helps us in designing a software around the objects rather than functions and logic. And as we all know that OOPS gives us the concept of classes and objects, while on the other hand, Solid Principles makes use of this OOPS concept and helps us in creating a great software architecture to develop a better software. So Solid Principles are the basic design patterns principles. So let's start with the very first, the single responsibility principle. So as the name suggests itself, that single responsibility, that means a class must be solely responsible for one aspect of the application, or it should be responsible for one measure or for executing one task. But the question is, why do we need to follow this? How will it contribute to make a good software architecture or a good software design? So, following the single responsibility principle is because first of all, it is possible that many different teams are working on the same project and they edit the same class for different reasons. Some are working on different features and some are working on different features. And if suppose in a single class I'm providing two main functionalities, then it will be very difficult to keep track. And the second thing is, which is the result of the first one, that is, it makes the version control easier if we apply the single responsibility principle, and it will avoid conflicts too. Because suppose now, if a class is only having one major task to do, then everyone will either work on that class feature or they will not work. And if they will work on that class feature only, then it will be easy to track. Otherwise, if there will be the multiple features in a class, multiple tasks executing, so it will be difficult to track, and many people will do the changes, and it's impossible to make a good software architecture out of it. So I'll give you an example as well. Here I've created a class that is known as a textile purchase, having these attributes. Now, if so, first of all, I'm just creating a concrete class without any such principle. Here I have one method which is calculate total, which is calculating the total amount, total price, and the second one is printing the bill, and the third one is saving the data to the file, whatever sales have been done with whatever bill it is. Now, this is something which seems okay and fine. But if we look at with the single responsibility feature, I'll show you the another class. So if I'll remove both of these methods from this class, and if I'll make another class, another two classes, one is printing the bill, the other one is saving the bill, and the first one was just calculating the price. Just a second. Yeah. So the first one is only calculating the price, and the second one is printing the bill. The third one is saving the bill. So it will be very easy to track each task. So the first class is solely and singly responsible for calculating the bill, which is calculating the total. Now suppose if all the three functionalities were in this class, and some programmers were making change to this method, some programmers were making the change for this method. So all of the different programmers must be working on the same class. Now this single responsibility principle helps us in segregating the task. And similarly, for whatever task is needed, they will pick on the class, and it will be much easier. So that's why it is an important design pattern. That's why it comes under designing, because it helps us in simplifying and making an extensible software.